He was the golden face of Hollywood, charming, successful, untouchable. But behind Robert Redford's calm presence was a wound he carried in silence. Most people never knew, some only guessed. But for decades he kept it buried deep, a private pain the cameras never captured. Now, at 81, Robert Redford is finally opening up about the heartbreaking loss of his son, Scott. How it shattered him, how it changed the way he worked, the roles he chose, and the man he became. It's the truth he never wanted to share until now. But to truly understand this moment, we have to go back to where it all began. Robert Redford was born on August 18, 1936, in Santa Monica, California. His childhood unfolded quietly in a modest, working-class neighborhood where dreams often felt out of reach. His father, strict and emotionally distant, expected discipline. His mother, by contrast, offered warmth and encouragement, but her early passing when Robert was just 18 left him devastated. He spiraled briefly, turning to alcohol and drifting through uncertainty. Art became his refuge. Baseball gave him structure, but underneath he struggled to find purpose. That early ache of loss never left him. It just buried itself deeper as life moved forward. Little did anyone know, these early experiences quietly laid the foundation for the hidden battles ahead. In the early 1960s, Robert Redford stepped into the spotlight with quiet confidence. His role in Barefoot in the Park made him a rising name, but Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid turned him into a household legend. He became the golden boy of Hollywood, admired, envied, unstoppable. But even in those early days of fame, there was something distant in his eyes. He often described acting as an escape, a way to disappear into someone else's skin. Beneath the charm, he carried a quiet sadness, one he never explained publicly. It wasn't fame he was chasing, it was a place to hide. And that search only grew heavier with time. As the spotlight intensified, behind their smiling facade lay a growing shadow of private suffering. By the 1970s, Robert Redford had reached the top. Films like The Sting and The Great Gatsby made him one of the most recognized faces in the world. But behind the scenes, he was a grieving father, holding in a pain too great to name. In 1959, he and his then-wife Lola lost their newborn son Scott to sudden infant death syndrome. He was just 10 weeks old. One moment full of hope and new life, gone without a sound. Redford was consumed with guilt. He never truly forgave himself. He rarely spoke of it. Instead, he channeled that anguish into roles layered with emotional depth and unspoken sorrow. But rumors soon began to swirl, suggesting all was not as perfect as it appeared. As the years passed, fans began to notice something. Redford, once a staple of Hollywood events, started pulling away. He declined interviews, avoided gossip magazines, and became fiercely private. To many, it seemed like the natural retreat of a seasoned star, but others sensed more. He often chose roles laced with loss, isolation, or emotional trauma, stories that felt too personal to be coincidence. Whispers surfaced about a deep, unspoken sorrow. During rare interviews, his eyes sometimes drifted, his voice faltering when family was mentioned. Friends remained protective. Fans grew increasingly curious. Something was being held back, and whatever it was, it had clearly changed him forever. Questions piled up, curiosity intensified, and the truth felt closer than ever, but remained just out of reach. By the time Robert Redford reached his late 70s, the mystery surrounding his personal life had only grown. Journalists pressed gently, biographers speculated, fans pleaded for more than just career reflections. They wanted to understand the man behind the legacy. His silence, once respected, became a quiet source of frustration. Close friends hinted at a sorrow that had shaped his entire path. And in 2021, during a rare sit-down interview and accompanying memoir reflections, the emotional pressure finally became too much to contain. The guarded walls began to lower, and the world leaned in, ready to finally hear the truth he had held in his heart for over 6 decades. Then came the moment everyone had waited for, the moment the celebrity decided to finally speak their truth. In a quiet, heartfelt interview, Robert Redford finally spoke the words he had never dared say in public. He talked about Scott, his firstborn son who'd died suddenly from sudden infant death syndrome at just 10 weeks old. Redford admitted he carried the pain in silence, not knowing how to grieve while the world expected him to smile. He shared how that single loss shaped his entire life, influencing his art, his relationships, even his decision to retreat from Hollywood. Fans were stunned. The legend they had watched for decades had been grieving all along. His honesty struck a chord worldwide because in that moment, his silence became strength. In one courageous moment, everything we thought we knew about him changed forever. Robert Redford's revelation reshaped how the world saw him, not just as a gifted actor or visionary director, but as a father who quietly endured the unimaginable. The pain of losing Scott was no longer a hidden scar. It was a guiding force behind his most powerful work. Films like Ordinary People weren't just stories, they were expressions of a father's grief. By sharing the truth, Redford offered something even greater than art: healing. His vulnerability gave fans a deeper connection, one grounded in shared humanity and profound respect. This revelation reminded fans everywhere that beneath the glamour is always a deeply human story, full of courage, honesty, and hope. Robert Redford's story isn't just about fame, it's about love, loss, and the quiet strength to keep going. His truth, buried for decades, has now become part of a legacy that touches hearts far beyond the screen. If this journey moved you, don't forget to subscribe, because every life holds a powerful story, and the next one we share may be the one that stays with you forever.